All right.
So
Hello, everybody, and hello to all the cuties tuned in. Welcome to Quality Time here on Q Radio. My name is Jimmy J,
And I'm Joelle.
and today we're going to be spending some quality time with a very special guest. It is none other than a singer, songwriter, and multi instrumentalist. Please give it up for Anson Seabra.
Hello. Hey,
Woohoo.
hey,
Hi there, Anson.
Anson.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How about you? I'm doing very well.
We're
Doing
very
amazing.
excited.
Really excited to get to know more about you and your music.
Yeah, all the things that you've been doing. It's officially been 2 years into the pandemic. The world's pretty much gone back to normal since then. So, how have
Yes.
things changed for you? You know, from being stuck at home to all the things that you've been doing now. I can imagine you've been super busy.
Yes. Well, things have changed a lot and also not that much. I don't know. I feel like I tell people when the pandemic started, I didn't really notice that much of a difference because at the time I was living with my parents and I had sort of been writing songs in my bedroom for a year anyways, and then the pandemic started and I was still sort of just writing songs in my bedroom and poking out once or twice a week because I'm kind of a homebody. And in a lot of ways, actually, I'm still kind of like that. Like I live in LA now, so that's a big change. I moved to LA sort of right at the end of the, well, not the end. It was at the end of last year, or the beginning of last year. And but I still spend a lot of time just at home, either writing, and then I'll go to the beach for inspiration. So in that way, not a lot has changed. But a big change this year has been going on tour. I went on tour last fall with an artist called Alec Benjamin, and then I just got done with my own headline tour in the United States. And now I'm going on tour again in Europe with another artist called Dean Lewis in the fall. It's funny because I um, sort of gained a following in the pandemic. I had one before the pandemic, but a larger following in the pandemic, and sort of forgot that being an artist is largely about performing and not just writing songs and posting them on the internet. So that's been a wild change in the post-pandemic world.
I love it how you had to realize that. So,
I know.
Ants, you like your alone time, but you're like, oh,
Yeah.
right, we have to share this with others.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. Now, Anson, you mentioned something about you writing music in your bedroom. Now, for your first time listeners, let's take it back to the very beginning. Let's rewind
Mhm.
everything. What got you started with writing music or music in general?
Mm-hmm. So when I was 7, my parents, my grandmother gifted my family a piano that they used for my mother and her siblings. And so I was learning the piano from a very young age. And I always had a bit of a knack for it. So I think I was like, my parents saw that and they wanted to make sure I excelled. So they put me in piano lessons and uh, I played the saxophone in the band. So I've always been like a very musical person growing up. And all the way to the end of high school, I was 18. And then I didn't think I was going to do anything with music. Um, so I just sort of let it go. But then in college, sort of reignited my passion. I thought I wanted to be a DJ at one point. And so I started making all these remixes. And you can still find them online if you look up like Anson Remix. So there's some interesting ones. But at some point, I just realized that I would probably be a better writer than I was a producer. And so I started writing songs. And so I think I wrote my first proper like song that I sang in like 2016 probably. And from there, I just kept writing and writing. And um, it sort of just happened by accident. It wasn't like, in fact, until the pandemic, I didn't even want to be like an artist. I wanted to be a writer. So even the songs I was posting online, I was only posting to try and get the attention of music publishing companies so I could be a writer. Um, I was actually too nervous to be an artist. Like I didn't want to perform for people. I didn't want to do shows or go on tour and stuff like that.
But
Well,
look
it
at you
seems
now.
like you're doing really well with your
Yeah,
music. You can see it with everything, all the socials, TikTok. You're blowing up on
yeah.
TikTok as well as on Instagram. So congratulations for that
Yeah.
success.
It's
Thank
also
you.
crazy how life just kind of t- still brings you back to that
That's
direction, to
right.
all kinds of direction. But
Yeah.
since we are still talking a little bit about that, who were your music heroes growing up as you tried to figure out your relationship with music?
Yeah, I think Ed Sheeran is a big a musical hero of mine. I He was sort of rising to prominence at that when I was finishing high school, and A Team is still probably one of my favorite songs ever. Um, I really like Lauv, and Lauv was also right when I got out of college, he was having a really big moment with I Like Me Better, and he's my age, and I think I saw someone my age like sort of having a moment like that, like pretty much independent and producing all the music by himself, and that really inspired me. And then Charlie Puth too, like kind of a similar story, like just like sort of um very taught himself how to produce, and like um just very infectious melodies. I just also am a big fan of all those people's music in general. So those are some of my
That makes
musical
so much sense
Wow. Now
with the
it's
music you've
yeah, it's
created.
pretty amazing getting to hear about your influences and pretty much, some of the people that had a hand on who you are and how you sound like when it comes to your music. Now, when it comes to describing your music, all right, now I want to ask you this. You usually get questions like describe your music in a couple of words, but now I want
Mm-hmm.
to ask if you were to use three words not to describe your music, what words would these be?
Oh, three. Okay, interesting. That's a tough one.
A little bit of
Like,
a curveball right
Got your
here.
brains
okay,
going
I would say
there.
like harsh, uh, dissonant, and empty. Maybe I
Oof.
don't know.
Wow.
Not harsh, not dissonant, not
Yeah,
empty.
yeah.
I loved how you found the words, the right words there, despite that curveball. Now we want to talk a little bit about how well Peter Pan was right. That the how it blew up on
Yeah.
Yeah,
TikTok, it was absolutely amazing. Congratulations on finally releasing. I was actually surprised. I thought that it's always just been there, but
yeah,
then we're like, oh, just releasing the full track was just like
yeah,
this year, but I've been hearing
yeah,
it. I've been scrolling through my FYP. I've been hearing
yeah.
it and seeing that there. So congratulations there. It's been 2 months.
Thank you.
How did that like pan out for
Yeah,
you?
Peter
thank you.
Pan out.
How did that pan
You
out
did
for
Exactly.
there.
you?
Yeah. Well, I had to hook the listeners in, like Captain Hook. Okay.
Got
Anyways,
that.
uh, no. Um, well, I posted the song in 2020, and it actually did really well. And it's funny because usually when I have a song do that well, um, it's kind of like a no-brainer to put the song out. But I think at that time, I didn't want to be sort of pinned as like the guy who just wrote fairy tale songs, which is funny because I have like a
Uh-huh.
million songs that are basically that anyways. So I don't know why I didn't just put another one out. At the time, I really didn't want to just be the fairy tale guy. So I think I just tabled that one. But then I went back and looked, and it has like like a million likes or something, which is really really crazy. And yeah, I was seeing it like in videos and stuff. But eventually this year, I just decided I needed a song to put out, and that one was I actually hadn't finished writing it, and so I took it to my friend Jeremy. In fact, Jeremy, this producer, Sarcastic Sounds, um, he did a remix of one of my songs called Robin Hood way back in the day, and that's how we met. And we had sort of actually thrown around this idea of doing an entire album of fairy tale songs, not just Peter Pan, but like a bunch of them. In fact, we were going to start like a whole project, like just based around this idea.
Oh, I love that.
Anyways, it hasn't happened yet. It still might happen. I don't know. But we just decided to do this one song instead. And so we finished it up in February and put it out. And yeah, it was really shocking. We actually, what ended up happening was it was sort of catching we keep very close track of the numbers on TikTok and Reels and stuff like that, because it's especially in the early days of like when a sound is like growing,
Mm-hmm.
there's certain sort of indicators that will say like whether or not it's gonna really go. You can sort of tell usually early on. And so when I was on tour, the song was like it was doing like 80 new creates a day, and then it was doing like
Wow.
160 new creates a day, and then it was doing like 320, like it was like
Ah,
basically doubling like every
amazing.
day, and it was like probably the fifth or sixth day of
Crazy.
this happening. And I was like, I told my manager, the song was already coming out, but I was like, no, 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 we have to release it like tomorrow. Like we can't miss the wave. And so we ended up releasing it early. Anyways, that's just to say we sort of saw it had some momentum, and so we wanted to make sure it got out. But anyways, it's been crazy to see. I think it has like over 130,000 Instagram reels with it, and like
Wow.
a lot of TikToks as well. So it's been very crazy. It's always whenever I get like a friend from home or something that like that just sends me a random video that I haven't talked to them in forever, and they're just like, "Hey, this is your voice, right?" And I was, that's when I know like the song has done really well because it's reached my high school friends.
You just know that it's hitting you close to home when it
Yeah.
starts reaching people around you. Now it's been 2 months, and again, congratulations for the success of Peter Pan Was Right. It's done 4.9 million views on TikTok. Now, I'm very curious since TikTok is pretty much becoming a very big platform, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you spent some time on the platform as well. What would
Yeah.
be two or like a video that you would consider as your favorite video on TikTok?
Using that audio, using your
Oh,
song.
using that audio?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a lot of favorite TikToks. Um, I don't know. I like what there's like a lot of like sort of just growing up videos like of parents like filming their kids. Like there was this
Wow.
one that went really viral. It wasn't on TikTok. I actually think it was an Instagram reel, but it was like this little kid just like sort of teetering over like a log over a river, and it was like just this very sweet moment. And I think that video got like 15 million views or something. It's just so cute, and I like watching all the just like the the videos of people with their kids like having these special moments of the kids before they've grown up.
That's
That's so
so
sweet.
special. There's like a lot of
Very
people who
sweet.
just do not want to grow up.
Yeah.
We are down to our last few minutes. We wish we could talk a little bit more about what you do, but I guess to kind of wrap this up in the same line that I've seen a couple of trends using your song as well, where they say that blank-year-old me would be surprised that.
Right, right.
So, what would 7-year-old Anson be surprised to find out about 27-year-old Anson?
I don't know. I think about I don't know. Someone asked me a similar question the other day, and I was like trying to think of like what I think you just think he would. I don't know. He would be really shocked like that. Like I have like just being part of being an adult is like you can buy yourself things, and like when I was 7 there were just very basic things that I wanted to buy. My like I wanted a Game Boy, and if I told my 7-year-old self I could just go out and buy like 10 Game Boys right now if I wanted, he'd be like, dude, you are living the dream. Like
That does sound like a dream. Being able to
yeah.
have grown up money to buy anything you
Mhm.
want.
Oh, that is the best. Now, as it, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, and we know you're going to be super busy with your headline tour, and we hope that it becomes an Asian tour soon. But till
Yes.
then, what will be your message to all of the Filipino fans that will be a big fan of Peter Pan Was Right?
Yeah, I would like to say thank you so much to my Filipino fans. You guys are a big part of every release. The numbers in the Philippines are always crazy, and I do not take that for granted. And I just want to say thank you, and I love you, and hope to see you soon. Yes, I hope we get a show out there soon.
All right. Once again, thank you so much, Anson Sierra. That is it for Quality Time here on Q Radio. My name is Jimmy J.
And I'm Joelle. Thank you so much, Anson.
Thank you
Woohoo!
guys.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.